Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing out there? Welcome to Baggage Claim. Tonight is going to be a fun night. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us. Baggage Claim is a place we talk about blended families, relationships, marriages, and in the process, we hope to create a little bit of community and maybe some conversations around the topics that we don't like to talk about a whole lot, or sometimes we do like to talk about them. But regardless, we're going to talk about them, all of them.
We're going to talk it out.
And I'm not going to say talk about them anymore. So we on Baggage Claim are always pushing communication.
Yes.
Like, man, if you want to have a good marriage, you got to communicate. Well,
you got to talk about it?
We're going to take it a couple steps deeper. Bro, I'm having a hard time. Hold on, give me a second. I'm going to have a drink here.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. It's what I needed.
Well done,
So
sir.
we're jumping into this idea of communication is not just what you say, it's how you say it, but it also, too, it depends on where you come from as to what that actually means.
Mm-hmm.
So we could call it lost in translation. It may come up with something else.
Oh, we're going to call it lost in translation.
By the end of this,
I think it's decided.
I'm going to name it and claim it.
But just a couple of things. Like, have you ever heard these phrases? What are you laughing about? Well, you're making a weird face.
I was laughing at Michael,
Oh.
and then I tried to be serious.
We're being serious, Greg.
Okay. So have you ever heard, I'm trying to introduce this really deep topic and y'all are over there making weird faces at each other. Have you ever heard you or me, look at me, I'm talking, say this word, you never talk to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. They usually like, I miss, which contemplates and goes to, I miss you.
Yeah. Or I feel like you don't talk to me anymore, but really it just means I miss you.
Yeah. And what I hear is that, man, I'm failing. Something's broken. Like I've done something wrong.
Right.
You say this a lot. I just need a minute.
Yes, I do.
And
I
what
gotta
that
process.
means is,
For me, that means I got to process this for a minute.
Yeah.
But for you, it means
hey, you're pulling away.
Mhm.
You don't want to talk about it. You're
Mhm.
silent. So if you've heard yourself say those things or been in those things in a relationship, we're going to unpack that tonight. We're going to see if we can maybe find some wheels to keep us rolling in the right direction, dig us out of these holes and see if we can get some things moving. But before we get into that, we always have question time. But instead of question time, we're going to do story time tonight.
We are. Story time.
Thank you, sir.
Woo!
Just so y'all know, he's a professional singer.
He
We
is
pay him to
professional.
come in every night.
100%. Every time. Every week I'm here. Thank
Factual. Single time we pay
And
him.
if you hear a new voice this evening, we have a special guest in the studio tonight.
We do.
It's one of my favorite people. His name is Wes.
That's
I don't
right.
know about
Yes.
You are. Hey, you're
Yes.
high up on the list, bro.
Hey, you are up there on the list.
Yeah.
Hey,
You are on
I'll tell you this. The
list.
first time I saw Wes, he had dreadlocks
Mhm.
and they were long, like down past his shoulder,
Yeah.
tattooed. And I was like,
I got to know that
I
guy.
want to talk to that guy.
I
Like,
gotta
I
shake
wanna-
his hand.
I want to know that guy.
Yep.
And so from that point on, we just got to know each other. And
One of
basically,
the most genuine people on the face of the earth. And if you've ever seen us post a picture of our table with our beautiful logo, Wes is behind that.
Yeah.
He has a wonderful woodworking business, Brother Jack Woodworking. Go follow it, Instagram.
Yeah,
It's
check it
wonderful.
out. Yeah,
He
does
makes
some really,
beautiful,
really cool
beautiful
stuff.
things.
Yep. So he's with us tonight, hanging out. And if he says something off the wall and crazy, can't hold us responsible.
cool.
Nope,
That's
He's a
cool.
guest.
this is
Just-
unfiltered nonsense.
Yeah.
100%.
It's cool. Just
They
keep
are not
moving.
responsible for what I say. 100% at all.
So
100%.
we're excited about this topic because it's something that we all deal with in relationships.
And you and I have talked about this a lot.
Yeah, a lot. We just never really gave it words and definitions.
Mhm.
It just always is there. So a story time.
Story
Before we get
time.
too far.
So lost in translation makes me think of different languages.
Okay.
And we're talking about communication. So a couple years after we got married, you and I went on a mission trip with our church and we went to Romania.
Right.
We went to a beautiful village, absolutely beautiful. And I'm still friends with a lot of those folks on social media.
So we flew really quick though. Jess had never really been on a mission trip much or
never
been out
ever.
of the country.
No.
So we fly into Romania. We're into Bucharest. We
It
go to
felt
the-
like we were in a plane for 7 days.
So we get out and we're in this really cool restaurant. and we're right about to start the meal. It's like power goes out, and Jess goes, "Oh my god,
What are we gonna do?"
And then all of a sudden, the people at the restaurant just brought out these candelabras and just set them all on the table
Everywhere.
and just lit them all up, and everything went on.
And they
as
just
normal.
continued. And
Yeah.
it was
And
the
I was
most
like,
Created the scene.
magical.
Yeah. It was
And I was like,
beautiful.
"Welcome to Romania."
It was like,
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure I cried.
It
But
was really cool.
it was
Yeah.
magical. And the
Yeah.
village that we were in was literally at the foot of the Transylvanian Alps.
Yeah. So it was really pretty.
Dracula's right up there.
Yeah, he's right up-
He's
he's
up with
Literally.
candles
Yes.
and-
Literally,
and,
one of the son of the pastor and his wife who we worked with, their son, who is the same age as our son Thomas, we were like, Transylvania, like, I'm just like living in a dream world. And he was like, no, yeah, I've been to Transylvania several times. It's just right up there around. I was like, wait, what?
Fun fact: I've actually been in that castle.
Of course you have.
Yes,
That's awesome.
Yes, it's really cool.
Anyway, we went to Romania and we were doing a backyard Bible school type situation. And a lot of the children that go to school in that area, part of their curriculum is to learn English, except for when you're little bitty. And I had the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, and they didn't know a lick of English. They were just sweet as pie. Greg was assigned the teenagers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naturally.
And there was other folks that
Naturally.
were, doing the other age groups or whatever that we went, it was a whole group. Anyway, so my goal that week to teach my little friends who had not spoken any English at all, I was just teaching color words. And I had all sorts of games planned with color words. And I achieved my goal. And one little fella tried to say purple, but he said pee poo, and I will never forget it.
He was cute
Meanwhile,
like
that was the world I was living in. Greg with his teenagers.
Our job was to teach them slang words,
No.
slang phrases,
No.
and play lots of games.
You were just building relationships and teaching them games.
Yeah, we had a fun time. Though.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun.
So while I was up there teaching my little babies color words, Greg, you were down like a basement patio level, and y'all were playing a wall ball or whatever
yeah,
game.
dodgeball, something. We were trying to hit each other with stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
what teenagers do.
90s sports.
Yeah,
Old
yeah,
school.
yeah, it's
Classic.
like- Right?
Good
Yes,
stuff.
the
Yeah.
core.
I grew up back in the day. Yeah.
So my partner was this wonderful young lady named Priscilla from Sweden. And she stopped me in mid-game and she was like, Miss Jess, what is Mr. Greg saying? And I listened and I could hear the echo. And because
just to tell you, there's something about me in sports. I get kind of into sports, and I
Very
get a little
competitive.
emotional, and I get into it. And so I was excited.
and
so
our Romanian teenage friends didn't quite understand what you were saying.
yeah, they were all looking at me with like just these weird looks, and I was like, I don't get
and
what's
so when Priscilla stopped me, I was like, wait a minute. He's speaking Spanish to them?
yeah. So Jess, being so discreet and kind, she reaches over the wall and screams in front of everybody, "Hey, they don't even speak Spanish. We're in Romania."
Wrong country. Wrong
Yeah,
country.
wrong country, honey.
Wrong language.
Yeah,
And
we're still the other side of the world. Thank you, thank you, babe.
anyway, talking about lost in translation.
Yes, it's kind of you got a translation story.
I do.
Yeah.
I've actually told y'all about this not too long ago. I was dating this Hispanic girl, and my birthday was 1 month, her birthday was the next month, and so she got me a birthday card being like, "Hey, happy 50th birthday," because I was like 4 years older than her, and so I decided that for her birthday I was going to give her a card that was really stupid, and so I just went and picked out a random Spanish card.
Not knowing
From the
at
Walmart
all,
section.
having no idea what it said.
And I literally signed it at the bottom.
You're guessing.
And was like,
Uh-huh.
first off, I was like, okay, this is a big risk.
Yeah.
Because like she literally is like first generation immigrant in the States. And I was like, this
Oh.
could be
Everything's going to be
hilarious
offensive. Yeah.
or awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just signed it at the bottom. And I was like, hey,
Oh.
I got no idea what this card says, but I just want to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I'm sorry.
Come to find out, it was a baby christening baptism card.
There you go.
And
that is incredible.
but
It
I
could
will
have been
say
worse.
she
Yeah.
thought it was hilarious.
It could have been
Yes.
way
So it
worse.
won. It won big time.
Love it.
Thankfully.
I love it.
But yeah.
I saw a birthday card the other day. I really wanted to get it. I was doom scrolling. It was on Instagram, and it's a Jesus on the front. It says "Happy Birthday. I'll see you soon." And he's standing there with his
Stop.
arms stretched out open.
instant buy. Right?
I was like, that's pretty funny. I'm
no,
sorry.
That's so bad. That is so bad.
Wes, you got a story for us?
Oh man,
You've been around a little bit.
yeah. I don't know how appropriate it's going to be for the podcast. But I remember a very explicit story in Romania, actually, and I don't know if you guys remember. I'm drawing a blank at what the grandmothers are called in Romania. They're
Babushka,
babushka,
babushka.
They're going to kill us. if they're
Something
listening
like
now.
that. Yes.
very
If you're in
gypsy.
Romania, I'm so sorry.
I'm so
there's
sorry.
such
Please forgive
this
us.
terminology.
Oh,
have a
We're
beautiful country,
trying.
though.
What I'm
It
saying,
is.
there is a term, and it's appropriate while when you're in Romania, and I mean wherever we were, the village we were in
Mhm.
was full of these babushkas, or I think that's right. I think when
I
you
think
said
that's it.
that sounds oddly
I
familiar.
know in Russia that's what it is, and the language is a little bit
You're right.
similar.
It's
It's
gotta-
right
We're
next
gonna
to
go with
Greek.
it.
if
It's
there's Romanians listening, they know what we're talking about.
also
There's-
forgive us. Sorry.
Also, yes, I apologize. But anyway, that was the ministry site was ministering to these babishkas, and I remember very explicitly also being taught that wherever we were, when something is offered to you in someone's household, that it's actually very offensive to refuse it, and whatever they're offering is their best, and you need to accept it with open hands, the whole nine. And so I kind of went in, and I don't know if we were doing door-to-door evangelism, whatever it was. We were in this village, and we were living amongst the people.
Mhm.
And she invited us in, my whole team and I. And she had this giant barrel. It was a blue barrel, and it had this like straw, almost like this siphon coming out of it. And what she was making was potato vodka. It was potato
Wow.
vodka she had
Oh,
been
wow.
distilling.
Okay.
And
That's those Russian roots right there.
right
next
so
door.
it was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know if it was, I think we had a translator at the time, but she was basically like, oh, you must try it is the best, and whatever. And my whole team and I like kind of looked at each other and we're like, we can't refuse this.
You
like
can't.
we're gonna have to take this shot of whatever is in this barrel. And she looked at me, and we've got the translator, and she's like, this is how you're going to take the shot. And she kind of, shows me the straw, but then, and I think, again, no offense by this, she didn't have all of her teeth. She had, and it was a lot of gums. It was a lot of gums. And it was, she then, showed me the straw, and then she put her mouth on it and began to suck. She began to suck and siphon the vodka out of this blue drum barrel.
Yikes.
And just, if you can imagine drool and slobber and all of it, if I could paint you a visual, she is sucking out of this siphon. And she knows that I'm the team leader, and she is looking at me, and she's sucking, and I'm like, oh, you are proper drunk at this. Like you've had a lot of whatever it is. You are
Whatever
working,
this
you are
is.
sweating, and I don't want to, I don't want to be offensive, and I don't want to, but like something's going on here, and my whole team and I are witnessing it, and she's sucking out of this straw, and then she looks at me, and her face just lit up. Just beaming, just so excited to hand me this plastic tube, and she just, and she pulls it from her mouth, and just this drool line, comes with it, and she's just like, what I don't even know what she said at that moment, but she handed it to me, and my whole team's and remember, she sucked all that up, and I gotta
You have to follow that.
Yeah, you gotta keep it going.
Can't not. And
Right.
she hands it to me, and I just
Did you wipe it off at all?
No,
Oh,
I just
no.
I am
Bro.
cultured, and I am respectful, and I am cultured mouth all over. I just and began to try to recreate what she was doing, and oh man, it was an experience and a taste that I can't untaste. Like it, I remember it, but it wasn't just liquid. There was also things that were came up, and and then I immediately handed it to
the next person.
and they were just like, no, I'm good, and handed it back, and I was like, thank you. How can we pray for you?
Because I gotta go.
Hey, I am slain in the spirit. Like, I got words, so let's go to the Lord. And you can't make that up.
No.
That was an experience.
There was some cultural things that we're used to that did not translate.
No, did not translate.
Not
did
at all.
not. But
yikes.
Yep, we showed up.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Translations, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Lost in it.
It
Yeah,
is,
I mean, you find yourself in
You got lost in that translation.
Bad.
Didn't know what I was walking into at all. At all.
That is awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Well, we're gonna with that amazing story. We're gonna cover 3 points today, and we're gonna try to cover them the best we can. Do the best we can to unpack those. I know each one of those. We also added a layer, a blended family layer, because sometimes we always know that in a blended family, there's just more layers. There's just more to it. So
a little more difficult.
3 points are pretty easy. Different communication climates, like what you grew up in. Climate's just one of those fun kind of words.
Yeah.
Surveillance layer. It sounds really weird, and we're not talking about flock cameras. So if that's what you're excited
We'll
about,
unpack more as we continue.
just keep going.
Yeah,
Just don't
we're
worry
gonna
about it.
unpack some as we
Yes,
go.
well,
Don't worry.
And the pursuer trap. And so we'll talk about those.
Pursuer and distancer trap. Those are hard words to.
Yes, those are two.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have one pursuer and one that's distant. Like one distant. I can't
We'll
even
get
say
there.
that.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
We're
It's a
gonna
tongue
get there.
twister.
It's
Pursuer
gonna-
It really
distancer.
is.
It
And
is.
so in each one of those, we'll have a blended family, but we're going to try to give some real life scenarios to these kind of things, but also at the same time, just try to unpack them, because we've all said those phrases we said earlier.
Yeah.
We've all walked through those. We've all had those moments. Do you want to give us a little deeper explanation of point one, which is like, we're raised in different communication climates.
Oh yes.
So we all have, we always say this, man, every family has a culture, whether you acknowledge it or not. It has a culture. It is alive and it is well. How you communicate, how you live life, ultimately is the way that your kids are going to operate and communicate as they get older.
And to be fully transparent, you and I are on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to this.
We could not have been any more opposite.
Right. And we still are opposite,
Yes.
although we understand each other better.
Yes. Yeah, I won't talk about that.
You can go ahead.
The one where I said, I was like, I don't know how to say this. So I'm just going to say it, because sometimes I've realized I'm not as suave with my words as I used to be. I was like, when I ask you to do something and you say, I don't know.
That was literally today.
Yeah. And you said, I
Yeah.
don't know how. I need you to not say that, because I don't know how either. And so when you say, I don't know how, or what I hear is, I don't want to, and you have to do it. And I was like, because if you don't do it, I'm the only one left to do it. And that's not very fair, or it's fun. And you just looked at me the way you're looking at me right now.
No, but it also did not turn into an argument.
No, it did
But
not.
I think that's what's so important to understand about the different climates of culture we come from is you can understand that the words that you hear, even though you receive it one way, may be meant in a completely different way to start with.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before
And
we
if
get too
You don't have that
ahead,
mindset.
Yeah.
It turns to judgmental mindset very quickly.
literally. So before we get too ahead of ourselves, there is actually a theory in this. It's called the Family Communication Patterns Theory. And it identifies two dimensions that shape how a person learns to communicate growing up. There's conversation orientation or conformity orientation. High conversation orientation homes raise kids to see open communication, share feelings, frequent interaction, asking questions. This is normal and even loving. It's a way that the family operates. A high conformity orientation home raises kids to see open discussion as something to avoid. Peacekeeping and not rocking the boat is priority, and questions can register less curiosity and more like scrutiny. So it's not just, when you grow up in one of these two, it's not just a childhood quirk that kind of fades with age. It literally shapes the way you communicate as an adult, especially in like a romantic relationship, where one partner might be the asker and the other one becomes the more guarded one later in life, just because of how you were raised.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Which is so true though.
It is.
Like I think we've said on here tons of times. So we're all products of our environment.
We sure are.
Like, and we just think about product in the way we act. We think about the things we do, but in so many ways, it's not just that. It's how we talk, how we communicate.
Mm-hmm.
What we talk about, even in our kind of 9-step framework, the first, and everybody, like when you present it to them, it's like, hey, the first 3 weeks is about you. And they're like, what do you mean? No, I want you to know why you think the way you do, why you talk the way you do, why you act the way you do. Like when you're confronted with something, how do you act? And the cool part about that though is like it's not just for you, it's for your partner.
Yeah.
So they can look at you and go, oh, so you act this way when you're like feel stressed because of these things that you grew up with. And so
Easier
that's
triggers, you know,
right.
easier,
Yeah. And it's like you see certain things, and we've had those discussions. Like for me, I had the discussion like because of my dad leaving, or I feel that abandonment sometimes when people have wronged me, or they just they treat me like,
or they hurt you.
Yeah, my first thing is I'm just like, okay, I'm done with them. I'm done, and I'll just. And Jess is like, maybe you need to slow down a little bit, like. And but that's my protective. That's me protecting. But that's my environment that I grew up in. So it's knowing that is very important.
Not only knowing that, but how that makes you operate on a day-to-day basis. Like, you know, you just gave a pretty big example about how when people wrong you in general, but like you and I on a daily basis, we have to know why we are the way we are.
Yes.
So that we can
100%.
understand that about each other.
I don't know if this relates with any of y'all, but it reminds me of the first car I had in college. Everything was wrong with that car. Like it was like, as Jess would say, all the emojis were on the dashboard. You know what I mean? But just because it was on the dashboard, like I had to learn about that car. I had to learn how it rode with different gas levels, you know, the octanes. I had to learn how the steering was because it needed a whole bunch of suspension work. Like I knew, but it came down to more than just reading what the signal was. It was knowing how the car worked.
And what to do with
deeper
it.
level issue than just simply what the immediate.
Not just the signals. Listen to what the noises the car
Yes,
is making.
exactly.
That little knocking isn't a good sign.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Hey, that's oil. You know, that's you got to learn.
Just to simply say, like, there's deeper levels to communication than just simply what you hear.
Yeah. And learning that there are survival strategies that you have developed, not intentionally, but just because of where you come from. Like asking questions helps me stay close to you. It helps me feel close, or I choose to stay quiet to stay safe so I don't rock the boat. Like you have to know that.
Right. And that when we first come together, I'm a question guy. Like I had been in facilitating and coaching in the corporate world and nonprofit world for 15 years. So everything I did was question, like everything based. And so
and you start asking me questions, I'm going to shut down.
Yeah. So
real
when we
fast.
first got together, I was just like question after question after question. You just look at me like, what is what? And
what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Why do you want to know? Like, what is,
Why?
and I'm like, I'm just curious. Like, I want to know how you think. I want to know.
And I was
how
not
you
used to that
work.
at all.
No.
Because not even, I mean, my first marriage, I mean, I guess I probably operated the same way, but just the house I grew up in, you just stay quiet. You just be sweet. You don't rock the boat. You just, you just be sweet and you just don't rock the boat. You don't delve too far into questions. You don't, show too many emotions. You just stay even keel. So when you started asking me questions, I was like, what is wrong?
It's really interesting because I heard a reel and I sent it to you today. I think it's Justin. Is it Justin Owens?
Justin Owens.
Justin Owens. He made it. He made this thing because we talk about this all the time. But he made this distinction. He's like, you're speaking different languages, but what if you're just reading at like you just haven't swapped dictionaries? Like her dictionary says silence means this. Your dictionary says silence means I'm pulling away. Hers means she's processing. It's like, what if you shared those? And I was like, that's a great picture of that.
Yeah, because I can assure you, nobody handed me a Greg Peck handbook.
Lord, no. God, can you
I would
imagine?
be interested in that handbook.
Yeah.
It won't
I
exist. I think I would be
mean,
interested.
Nobody handed me a Greg Peck handbook.
It would be because even when we were first getting together and we would, have intense fellowship is what we called it.
We did.
I would be like, I need some time. And that was weird for us when it first happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would just literally either go get my backpack or my headphones and I'll put them on and I would just walk the neighborhood.
But what was weird for me is that you said it out loud.
Yeah.
I need some time.
I was like, I will be back in a minute.
But for me, and I still do this and it still frustrates you 14 years later. We can have a conversation. He can ask me hard questions and I just kind of look at him blankly. And if you're not careful, you still think, well, she's checked out. She's not listening. But meanwhile, I'm actually really processing it in real time as we're going. And I can't always give you an immediate response. Like I need time, but I rarely say it out loud. And I know that about myself.
Mm-mm.
I don't say it.
And my ADD doesn't help either because when you're not saying anything, I'm on this like, well, look at there's birds out there. There's deers. I'm going to go feed the deers.
Or
I
you
need to cut the grass. The grass is crazy.
Shiny.
Or honestly, or worse, you keep asking questions.
That's true.
For me, that's worse. But for you, it's how you operate because you're still probing. You're still trying to get information. And I'm like, can you just give me 5 seconds because I need to think? Or can you give me 5 hours? I need to think.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a dictionary for each other.
It is hard for me because I think we've had this, I process information, not in I don't mean it's an arrogant way, a lot faster and differently than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so while you're thinking about it, I'm already done with it.
You're
and moved
5
on.
points ahead of that.
Yeah. And I'm like, when you bring something back up, I'm like, oh, what, we talking about that
Yeah,
again?
I forgot
Okay.
about that.
Well, let's go back. All right.
Mhm.
That's not a bad thing. It's actually, but it's very hard. Like if you living with me, I agree, is probably extremely hard because I'll be talking in the middle of a sentence and just
Oh my
stop.
God.
And Jess is like, I don't realize it sometimes. I'll look at her, she's staring at me, and I'm like,
What?
She goes, "You gonna finish that sentence?"
And
What
then
sentence? What are
literally
you
he's
talking
like,
about?
what sentence?
Yeah, what are you talking
earlier.
about?
When we're
And then
talking
I-
about the website.
Yes. And then I will
to Greg.
repeat the sentence that he just said. And he was like, oh, I forgot what I forgot about that.
I finished it in my mind.
Yeah.
I did. I swear to God. I literally said
and for
exactly
me,
what I was thinking.
very type A, very methodical. I'm like, you have got to finish that sentence or I'm going to die. Like, you have to.
Did I do it over the website?
Yes.
It was kind of the opposite because you and I were talking and then all of a sudden you just stopped talking. And it just went quiet. And Jess was like,
I said, are you
Greg,
going to answer
are you going
Michael?
to answer it?
Oh, I was doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw what you were doing because we were trying to transfer files, get ready for tonight.
But then I said out loud, I said, we just talked about not too long ago, when you don't answer me, I feel like you're not listening. And you said, do you just need a or like a
He's like, I can
or
just
like a
do that.
grunt? I'm like, yes, something, some acknowledgement that I said something out loud.
I'm just waiting for the future when now we hear that Greg just went, ugh.
Just grumble.
You know what's? I get. It's not sad. It's reality. I mean, we've joked around and we've played about these things. This one concept, this one simple thing, destroys marriages every day.
It does.
Yes, it sure
Every
does.
single day.
Yes, sure
Like,
does.
there's a lot of couples out there who may or may not listen to this episode, or you may be listening. And you're like, bro, I'm in that right now.
Mhm.
Like, I don't feel like we can communicate at all. Every time we try to talk to each other, it just blows up.
Mhm.
Things aren't happening. And I want to challenge you to say, maybe you're speaking different languages. Like,
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah.
you're just not understanding the translation
It's
of it.
not that there's a connection lacking. It's not that there's love that's lacking. It's not that there's
Right.
any of that. It's
Mhm.
just you're communicating in different languages.
And
Yes.
it's okay that you don't communicate the same way.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You're
I mean,
not going to, because you don't marry someone who's just like you.
and you
just
should
don't do
not,
that.
I will say
People
this,
don't do it.
you should not try to change each other's communication styles.
No.
You can't help
won't
it.
work.
There
No.
are
They
reasons
spent
why.
a lifetime building that stuff.
Yes.
Well,
There
if
are
you
reasons
do, that's
why.
man, that's so many marriages fall apart because they marry someone and they're like, oh, I can change that in
Oh,
them,
I'm
or
gonna
I can
change
change
him.
this in them. And then I'm
Mhm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
that's not what marriage is about, bringing out
No.
the best in that other person, not
Mhm.
changing them.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But we get lost in this communication thing, and we just
Mm-hmm.
start saying and doing dumb crap. And it's just really, really sad.
It
So
is.
when you're lost in translation,
What?
Mm.
how do you navigate that? Because, I mean, imagine, a couple that's fighting, that's got issues going on, and they both care about each other. They both want to see it work. They both want to get through it, but they're lost in translation. How do you bring about a connecting bridge, whatever you want to call that?
Well, one action step you can actually take, literally, is to sit down and describe, like, your childhood home you grew up in.
This is not, can I say this caveat? This is not something you do in the middle of the argument.
Absolutely not.
This is not like when you're in the middle of the heat of the moment, the battle. I won't say battle. Maybe.
It could be.
But you're in the
Could
middle of
be.
it. It's not like, oh, why don't we describe our childhood homes? You'd be like, you know what you can do with your childhood home? You can, it's like, that's about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Time and a place.
yes.
That
And
is
so,
true.
Yes.
knowing that, being able, be able to read the room. Like, if you can't
That's
read the
true.
room, then
Right.
get some emotional intelligence somewhere.
Yeah.
But this is a really, like, because we talk to couples all the time and they say, we don't really know what to talk about outside of our kids. Like when it's just us, what do we talk about?
Mhm.
And we've referred them to books. Here's a topic.
That's a good
Describe
one.
your childhood home rules. And
Yeah.
like that's it.
About questioning, asking questions. Was it
Yes.
okay to ask questions? Was it welcome?
Did you feel
Or-
safe? Was
yeah,
this good?
Right?
Mhm.
Or did asking question mean something's wrong?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, like you and I are very different backgrounds. And then you add the layer of being a blended family. We both were married before. There's very different experiences that lead up to how you experience that. When you're asking me questions, I don't mean to, but I still shut down and I still be quiet because I'm like, oh, that means something's wrong. That means I've disappointed you. I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You're not very confrontational. You run from those
Not at
things
all.
still.
Yes.
You tried to help, but it doesn't help.
No.
So,
No.
It's good.
Well, and it's crazy you say that because that really picks on something in my brain, memory wise. I remember because I had this conversation with my dad when I was in high school, and I also got in trouble for it a lot too. But I
you.
remember,
No.
I was perfect, never. I would always ask why. And in my mind, I legitimately wanted to know a purpose behind why we were doing things we would do. Whether it be chores, whether it be, working on a car the certain way, or whether it be the reason why, because I grew up on a farm, like heavy machinery, like all sorts of stuff. And being a kid, like I wanted to know why. Well, and I remember getting in trouble for that a lot because in some ways, and I'll also completely understand as a kid, I probably didn't have the best communication skills, but eventually I learned to bring it to him. And I was like, okay, I'm tired of getting in trouble for asking this question. So I'm going to ask it differently now. And then I explained when I asked him, I was like, what's the purpose?
Yep.
Like, what's the purpose? Because if I know the driving purpose, like my mind just, I want to know the driving purpose. But that simple communication changed everything. One, with how much I got in trouble, which was a big change for me. But also was, I learned so much more because we were able to communicate. And at that point, from then on, my dad always explained. He was like, hey, we're going to go, change the brake lines on the old van. Here's why. If we don't, we're going to run out of brakes and we're going to crash. So this is why we're going to do it this way. And it makes all the difference in the world.
So all you did was change the wording. You, instead of asking why, you said, what is the purpose?
Yeah.
Put this in terms that I can understand. Help me understand.
That's Greg Peck's
That's
famous
Greg's
phrase.
famous
Help me understand.
Help me
Help
understand.
me
Help me
understand. Put it in
understand.
terms that I can understand in my own language. And then those
Then we
barriers
can
go
move.
down. Then the walls come down.
Then it comes back to, you say, describe your childhood home's rule. Like for me, that was a thing. I wasn't always allowed to ask why.
Yeah.
And I understand for certain reasons. I get that. And also the heart behind it and how you do it makes a difference. But also for me, the asking why made a big difference for me because I learned so much more when I asked.
What's crazy, because we were talking about it before, like I grew up on, my grandfather owned a farm. He owned a construction company and farm. And this dude, man, he would, as a kid, he was an amazing grandpa. Like he was rough around the edges, but love this dude. Like there's times where, we're in Atlanta and I would ride around with him in the truck. I was little. I was young. Like I couldn't drive. I was maybe in middle school, whatever. We'd ride around and I'd be like, I want to try. Can I do the backhoe? He's like, sure. We'd pull up there and it'd be lunchtime. And he would literally set it up in these people's front yard. And he'd be like, all right, you got about 45 minutes.
How old were you? How old?
I was in middle school. I didn't have no, and I was like, how do you work it? He goes, hey, you figure it out. And he would just leave me on this thing and I would just dig and play.
That's great.
And then he
Pull
would
up the fiber optic cable and the water line
and the power lines.
Oh,
Or
I
when
can't
you
tell
would
you
say-
how many crap I cut.
Or when you say, what if I break it?
Yeah, I would, because I broke a lot of things. And I was like, what if I break it? And he goes, they make more of them. We'll buy it and fix
Make
it.
more of them.
He's like, and I was like, okay. But then he
So
also
gave
would
you
make me
grace.
fix it.
He was just
Yes.
like, hey, you have opportunity to fail here.
Yeah.
You're
And that man opened the door of curiosity and
Right.
explore for me. Because when I would finish digging in the backhoe, he would get up, he would come, he'd cover it back up, and he'd give it back to the crew because they were on lunch break. We'd be like, all right, let's go. And he would let me drive. If I said, hey, I want to drive, like one time we were literally, I didn't know how to drive a 5-speed that well. We were at a cow cell.
Well, because you were a kid.
What
We're
is
at a cow.
What is a cow cell? What
Do you know what a cow cell is?
No, I don't
Okay,
know.
so you
What
grow
is
up on a
cow
farm,
cell?
you take them to what's called they're cell barns is what they call it, but it's just a big corral where you
Sale.
Sale.
Yeah, SALE. Yes. So you go and you run your cow through, and if you're trying to pick up cows or drop cows, like if you're trying to increase your herd or you need some money, like most of the time you do it like with when people are trying to get their herd down or build a herd, they'll go to sales.
You're flipping cows.
Yes, basically you're flipping cows. It's
flipping
exactly
cows.
what
I
you're
could have
doing.
sworn he
Yes.
said cell as in like CELL.
Yeah, that's why I spelled it
That's what I heard.
SALE.
Sorry, my good old Georgia accent.
I know.
So we were there, and my grandpa loved to drink, and so he was drinking with his buddy. So we had a big truck, and they had a trailer, and we didn't sell all of our cows, so we had a few left over. And he's like, "Hey, you take the truck, head on back to the house. I'm gonna go off with Buddy here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, I had to drive 5-speed. He goes, "Hey, I guess it's a good time to figure it out." Literally, and I was like, "Oh Lord!"
Here we
With a trailer
go.
full of cows.
Yeah, it had like 4 cows in it, but it's a big trailer and a truck.
That's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just like, yeah, figure it out. You'll be all right. And that was his mentality. But dude, that
That doesn't exist.
freed me up to just,
Yeah.
like, I'll try anything. I'll be like, yeah, I try. I can figure it out.
Mhm.
And that was before there was no YouTube. There was no internet.
No.
You didn't get to pop open your phone and Google something. It
No.
was
But-
like,
No chat.
You got to grow up with that curiosity,
yes. Which,
and that's not the kind of experience I grew up with. So
Well, imagine this. Like you're in a relationship and everybody has, I think in some regard, walls and boundaries they put in place, even with
100%.
people they're very, very close with.
Mhm.
100%.
I mean, we were even talking earlier, just people having conversations, because sometimes unloading on you, if you've ever had something like that happen. And honestly, it's great to just sit and listen, just be an ear for someone.
Oh yeah.
But the reality is so many people don't have anyone to do that with
No.
Mm.
because we don't open up all the
Mhm.
way.
But because
Mhm.
we're afraid if we do with our spouse or significant other, they're going to use it as ammo toward us
Yeah,
sometimes.
Judgment.
Because
Mhm.
that's happened in the past or that's
Yeah.
done with us. And so there's a huge trust
Well, there's
value
got to
in
be
that.
trust. There's
Yes.
got to be trust. But imagine if you could study, quote unquote, each other's dictionary and how you communicate and how you process, how you work. That way, small little statements here and there don't tick off a bomb, for an argument.
Mhm.
But you can actually sit down and say, okay, well, what did you mean by that?
Mhm.
Or, hey, you really don't want to talk right now. I can give you some space, but when we get back, let's talk about that. Like, to me, it feels like you're distancing versus you. You may just need to process more before we have this conversation.
Mm.
Mhm.
Imagine the freedoms that relationships could have if you unlocked each other's dictionary.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be pretty, I mean, it's crazy.
Mhm.
Like just think about it in your own marriage, how it would be helpful to know that.
Mhm.
So
If we could, we can be experts in that. Maybe we remember that too.
yeah.
'Cause that still comes back up
That's
for
what I
us,
don't,
though.
people don't.
We're not perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're
we're not
listening to this,
saying-
can I tell you, like, we're trying to drink our own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to smoke what we're selling. Like we're trying to figure it out.
Complete
Craig.
transparency. Yes,
Sorry, we can't say that. You
absolutely.
can't say that?
No, not that part. But
Oh,
I like that.
no,
part.
we
Yeah.
are not perfect. And
Yeah,
we
like,
still, I mean,
I listen to our podcast. Sometimes it's like, bro, that sounds really good.
we should
do
really
that.
practice
Yeah,
that.
we should
should
try that out.
that. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard and life
Yeah.
gets in the way of all those things. All right, we're on point 1. We got 2 more points.
We got to go.
But
gotta
we're
do stuff.
40 minutes in. Do we
Yeah.
want to?
I'll say this: that simply on itself is a great study, a great exercise. Like, go home and talk about that
Yeah.
with your spouse.
I will say my dream for my wife and I is to know the thought process before it happens. Like if you just by your wife's facial expressions, all right, we make a decision or we do whatever it is, and sure, it might be in the spur of the moment, but I know the idea, at least the goal, the dream is to be able to look at my wife and to know without her saying a word whether or not she's like, all right, that made sense or that didn't make sense. Like I would love to know that I'm on the same wavelength.
Wouldn't we all?
Oh my God. To know the dictionary, to understand it fully, you're right. I think that alone in itself would be game changer.
By no means is this an overnight
No.
achievement.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a lifelong work.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Like,
over a
some of you-
decade in and we're still working
But
on
it's one of
it.
those
Oh,
things
yeah.
you kind of gotta be on the same page with your spouse to say,
You have to want to work on it
yeah,
together.
you gotta want it together. That's
Right.
the biggest
Yeah.
thing is like the curiosity of both of you going, I'm really curious why Jess thinks the way she does and thinks she does. I'm driven by
curious
it
why I
sometimes.
think the way I do too sometimes.
Because I told her the other day, I was like, since we've gotten married, when I met you, you were independent, doing your own thing. Like, and now you won't even call somebody if you feel like there's going to be an intense conversation.
We were having this conversation in front of my dad's stepmom, and they were both like, "Yeah, you got stupid after you married Greg."
Oh.
I was like, "No, they weren't being ugly. They were just
okay.
like
Oh, they
because
being
he
fun.
takes care of everything, and then that changed my whole thought process."
Oh, wow.
But when we met, I was like, "I don't need no man. I don't need anybody. Don't come mess this
But I'll
up."
tell you this, even in the process, this is me being 100% honest. I even share this with Jess, so this is going to be fun. There was frustration on my part. Like this morning, Jess I get up and make her coffee. So I made the coffee. Jess runs out of the house. She's first week of school. And then she sends me a text. Hey, send me the grocery list and the crock pots in the dishwasher. And I'm like,
Wait a minute.
why do I need to know what the crock? And then it hit me. I was like, oh, I got to put dinner on. Then send you a grocery list. Oh, but I got to go pack my truck because I got a job I got to go do.
Whatever. I
And
was
have to go do
enlightening the
my-
lives of 6-year-olds.
So I was,
At the
there was a
crack
part of
of
me that's
dawn.
like, this is our conversation. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't really a conversation. Here's your
No.
to-do list.
Oh. Yeah.
And so there's a
But
part
then
of
you
me,
gave me a to-do list back. So it's
there's a
fine.
part of me that could have been frustrated by it, but it was like, you know what? It is what it is. And it's
Mhm.
just like, I think, because in that, knowing her and where she's at and knowing that, like it wasn't malicious. It
Not
wasn't
at all. No.
It wasn't in a frustrating manner, like do your part around here.
No.
It was just, and so sometimes I think being able to step away and know what she's actually saying makes it better. So
I think it's also important that in all the other small, intimate moments, you know you love each other. And you know that, like, even if there's differences or a hardship in a moment, you both are going towards the same thing. And you both want to do it together.
Yeah, I like you.
that's why we always say I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to fight you. It's like fight with myself. I
Mm-hmm.
fight with myself enough. Like I love you. I want to be on your team. Like I want to.
You've created
I want
that
the best for
freedom
you.
and grace for one another. You've allowed it not to make sense and to also thrive in it not making sense. Hey, this is okay. This is messy. It doesn't matter. We're in it.
Now, will I say dumb crap and will I do dumb things?
Absolutely.
1,000%. But I can tell you this.
But also,
wholeheartedly.
do I not hold on to it and we just move on? I'm like, oh my God, you're so dumb. Stop.
But I will tell you this: I love recklessly the people that are in my life. Like I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just texted our daughter-in-law today. She started back to school, and I was like, "Hey, I'm praying for you. I just want you to know I love you. I'm proud of you. So glad you're going back to school. Like I want you to find a career that you love and are excited
And
about.
however
Like,
we
that's
can
true-
help, we will
that's truly
break our
in my
backs
heart.
to do
Like
it.
I want
Yes.
the best for her. The people who are in my life, I want the best for them. Like no matter what that looks like. I
And
don't
I'm at the
communicate
top of
that
the list.
all the time, but we don't do that in our relationships with our
Right.
spouse. 1,000%.
Mm.
If you're not at the top, you're going to mark somebody off and put yourself
I will.
at the top.
Yeah, I will.
You're right.
Yes.
So
So anyway,
I don't. All right, we're 44 minutes in. We can't keep going.
No, we
Somebody's
can't.
going to be
We're
like, "Bro, you
just-
guys are ridiculous." I'm going.
we're gonna
Okay.
pick up on the rest of this. We don't usually do 2-parters anymore, but this is too good not to.
Yeah. So we'll get into our last 2 parts of
Next
Lost in Translation in this. So make sure to tune into that. Thank you guys for joining and being a part of this. Thank you, Wes, for being here. So it's awesome to have. It's awesome to have you in here.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can't say thank you guys enough for listening, for sharing, for liking, comment, do all those fun things, all the crap. Go to unpacktogether.com.
All the crap.
We have
All the crap.
all the crap. you
All
do.
the crap is on there.
Just do it.
So
Go do it.
unpacktogether.com. Go see all the free stuff. Take an inventory on there. Kind of those 3 different
won't regret
parts
it.
of you, us, family.
Yep.
See where you're at. We love to help. Thanks for being a part. Anything else to add?
Nope.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
Amen.